Hi everybody, it's Catherine. My project today is a window box, but the window is on the inside. It opens like this. And there's your window. And there's all sorts of peppermints and a gift card in there. So I thought this was really cute where you could see in there. It's perfect for if you do want to give a gift card. You can put some candy, or if you just want to put candy. And the inside says, "You've been good this year mostly." So it would be cute if you got those little coal wrapped things. That would be funny too. I use the North Pole Mischief stamp set. We're using this image and this sentiment. I think it's adorable. No dies, but it doesn't matter today because we're putting it on a stitched rectangle. So of course I'm using the actual rectangle stitch dies is the name of that. I will be having a giveaway. It's going to be opened to the continental US residents only, because last time I had someone not in the US and it was about $25 to $30 to mail it. So unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do that this time. So continental US only, and I will show you at the end of the video what it is I'm going to be giving away. Alright, so the box measures 4 by 2.5 by 1. And I also use the Light Aglow Designer Series paper. And what we need is a window sheet, which also you can use the pieces that come that protect your stamps are on, the photopolymer. You can use that if you don't have window sheets, or some packaging, but we do sell window sheets. And the window sheet is 3.5 by 2. We need 8 pieces of the DSP. 4 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 3/4, and 2 pieces that are 3/4 by 2 1/4. And all of this will be on my blog that is linked below. Okay, we need a piece of basic white for stamping, and we need a piece of evening evergreen that is 9.5 by 6. So I'm going to get my Simply Scored, and we're going to start on the 9.5 inch side. This is my new host code. If you're going to be spending anything under $150, please put that in, and I can send you a little something. Okay, on the 9.5 inch side, we're going to score at 2.5, 3.5, 6, and 7. We're going to turn it to the 6 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 and at 5. Okay, then you're going to fold and burnish all of your score lines. Okay, now this is the same on either side, so either long way you can put it down. And this is what we're going to do. Alrighty. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it this way first. Okay? And we're going to go to the first score line up from the left and cut it to the second score line. Okay, we're going to get rid of this rectangle on the bottom and wedge a little bit out of each side of the square. Okay, we're going to move to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of this rectangle that's on the bottom, and then wedge each side of the square. So that's what we have so far. Alright, so now we're going to turn it to the landscape where our flap is on the right hand side. Okay. Oops. Alright, we're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge each side of the square. Okay. Then we're going to turn it so that our flap is on the left-hand side. And we're going to go to the second score line, cut it to the first score line, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and then we're going to wedge each side of the square. Okay, and that's what your cardstock should look like at this point. Okay, now it's going to close up like this. Okay, so your flap's going to come down over this piece that doesn't have a flap on the end, and that's where we want to put our window over here. So we're going to get one of our pieces of the Lights Aglow DSP. That is 3 3/4 by 2 1/4, and we're going to attach it. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal because when I put it through my die cut machine, if it's not 100% dry, it will squeeze out. If you have time to wait, then go right ahead and use your glue. Just make sure it's really dry before you put it on. Put it through. All right, now I'm just going to put that right down there. Okay, and now I'm going to use this rectangle, another rectangle from the rectangle stitch dies, and this rectangle is going to cut out 2 3/4 by 1 3/8. Okay, and we're just going to put it in there and then gently tape it. Thank you, Loretta. And I'm going to run it through and I'll be right back. Okay, and then you can use this piece for another project if you'd like to. All right, so there's our window. So we're going to turn it over to the inside, and we're going to get our piece of window sheet. And I'm going to put a thin line of glue around the window. Hopefully it will not squeeze out, so you don't want too much. Okay, and our window sheet is 2 3/4 by 1 3/8. I'm just going to place it right over the glue. I'm just going to press it down. I'll get anything that comes out this side. Hopefully nothing comes out that side. Oops, just a little bit. If any glue gets on it, you can use alcohol to wipe it off if you can't get it. Okay, so there is our window sheet. All in there nice. All right, now we need liquid glue again. You can use tear and tape if you want to, but what we're going to do is we're going to attach these two tabs to these rectangles here, okay, to the back of the box. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on each, and I'm going to attach the score line to the side of the rectangle. Score line to the side of the rectangle. And because it's glue, I'm going to have to hold it a little while. Alright, and then we're going to put glue on the back of these two side rectangles next to the window. And then you're just going to match them up with the rectangle over here. Make sure that the bottoms are even. Okay, and that's most of the box there. Okay, so now we need the rest of our DSP. So we need 3 more sheets that are 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. They're going to go on the front of the flap, the back of the flap, and the back of the box. Now you can switch it up. You don't have to use the same pattern. You can put the other side, or you can put some other patterns. Okay, the two that are 3/4 by 3 3/4 are for the long sides, and 3/4 by 2 1/2 are for the short sides. And I'm going to put them all on with liquid glue. Okay, now we're going to just let that dry a minute, and we're going to do some stamping. Okay, so we need our piece of basic white, and the kitty cat and the fish image, and some Tuxedo Black ink. And just remember to leave about 1/2 inch all around so that we can cut it with our die. The stamp really nice. It stamps very nicely. All right, and then we need our sentiment. You've been good this year mostly. I'm going to put that down here. All right, and I'm using 2 stitched rectangle dies. The one for the image cuts a rectangle that is 3 1/8 by 1 3/4, and you have to kind of even out the sides because the stitching gets on the edge of the fishbowl or the tail, so just kind of even it out. Right, and then I'm going to use my low-tack tape. Okay, and the rectangle for the sentiment is 2 7/8 by 7/8. And I tell you just because if you don't have the rectangle stitch dies, you know about what to make it. Put this right here. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, and there's the fish and the cat, and there's the sentiment. All right, so let's do our coloring first. All right, so I'm going to use light and dark smoky slate for the cat. And I'm going to use the dark first. And I'm going to go, and I'm just going to color out a little bit on the belly. I'm going to color the back paw completely, leg, and then on the bottom here. I'm just going to color up a little bit. And then I'm going to color a little bit of the back of the tail. And maybe up a little of the front. Okie doke. And then I'm just going to blend it all out with light smoky slate. Okay. And then I'm going to use light Flirty Flamingo for the inside of the ears. And it comes out a little bright. So what I do is I go over it with light Petal Pink. And it just tones it down just a little bit. Okay. Then for the sand, I used also light Petal Pink. Okay, for the goldfish, I used light Pumpkin Pie. Maybe it's not a goldfish. I'm not sure. I assumed it was a goldfish, but I think that's a fin up there, so I'm not sure. All right, and for the little tree, I used Mossy Meadow. I just kind of traced it a little bit. And also for the mistletoe. No, you know what? The sand actually, I made a mistake. The sand is light So Saffron, so I'm just going to go over that. Okay. And the bow I made with light cherry, is it light? Nope, dark cherry cobbler. And then I put dark cherry cobbler, oops, right underneath the bowl on this tray here. I put dark under there and on the sides. And then I took light cherry cobbler and colored in the rest of the tray or the stand. Okay, And then I'm going to take Light Pool Party and I'm going to color the water in the bowl. Okay, and I went out of the lines a little bit on the cat's tail, so I'm just going to take my color lifter. I'm just going to try to, there we go, just kind of get that out of there a little bit. All right. Okay, now let's put some mints inside. About 8 mints. And then a gift card will just slip right in behind if you wanted to. If you just want this to be the gift, that's fine too. It's just to give someone a stocking stuffer or a little something. You don't have to put a gift card in. All right. Okay, now we're going to put the sentiment right inside here. Okay, and then I'm going to take some 3/8 inch gold shimmer ribbon. I'm going to close the box. Oops. And whatever, we want the ribbon on the left side, so I'm going to put that side at the bottom. I'm just going to tie it and then tie a bow. Okay. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. And then I'm going to place the image right in the middle, right over the ribbon. Okay, and the final touch, I'm going to use some Festive Pearls, which are out of stock right now, but they will be back in on November 21st. And I'm just going to put a red one right on the middle of the bow. Alrighty, and that is it for the box. Now for the giveaway, please write a comment saying what you like about the box and subscribe. Okay, so remember, it's only open to those who live in the continental United States. Sorry about that. All right, so I have 3 prizes. There's no first, second, and third prize. There's just 3 prizes. The first one is the Bottled Happiness stamp set, which is photopolymer. Okay. And a roll of the double stitched ribbon, which is Balmy Blue. Okay, so that's the first prize. This is all because I reached 4,000 and I'm so thankful. Thank you very much. The next prize is the Hive 3D embossing folder and this Stampin' Up pencil case with a pack of pencils in there. Okay, and the next prize is the Caroling Mice stamp set, which is a host stamp set. So you can only pick this if you spend $150 or more. And a size H block, which will be perfect for this light post right there. Alright, so those are my 3. Remember, please comment about what you like about this box and subscribe. And I will be giving this away next Friday, so a week from today. Okay, you can get multiple entries on from any video from today till next week. You can comment, just only 1 per video. Okay, alrighty, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you so much for getting me to 4,000. It makes me so happy that you guys watch and comment. All right, have a great weekend. Bye.